is 97B, 922, 97B, 97. B, Ballistic Transport Higgs Formula 2, UFO 5G Wow Seti. There's the alien radio signal. And this is 5.8783279E6 plus 60QUJ5. Mayan symbol for Zero Higgs Ballistic Transport Formula number 2. CORE UFO Engine, communication laser beams, crystals, superlattice, quantum dots, and water molecules, expanded from line 22 WOW data. Today is August the 7th. So I came up with a formula from a previous video of line 22 7B91, Aharonov-Bohm Oscillations Quantum Dots Formula, 5G WOW Seti, and the keywords are ballistic conduction or ballistic transport. So I'm going to Google ballistically conductive plus Newton's second law of motion. Formula is divided into several videos. This is a keyword from the previous video's formula of line 22 7B97, which would be A. Ballistic transport Higgs Formula 1, UFO 5G WOW Seti. I didn't put the A or the 1 in because it makes the numbers too long, okay? So the forces are unbalanced. There is an acceleration. The acceleration depends directly upon the net force. The acceleration depends inversely upon the object's mass. Quote from Wiki. The second law states that the acceleration of an object is dependent upon two variables. The net force acting upon the object and the mass of the object. Acceleration of the object depends directly upon the net force acting upon the object and inversely upon the mass of the object. As the force acting upon an object is increased, the acceleration of the object is increased. As the mass of an object is increased, the acceleration of the object is decreased. Newton's second law of motion can be formally stated as follows. The acceleration of an object, as produced by a net force, is directly proportional to the magnitude of the net force in the same direction as the net force and inversely proportional to the mass of the object. This verbal statement can be expressed in the equation from form as follows. A equals F net divided by M. The above equation is often rearranged to a more familiar form as shown below. The net force is equated to the product of the mass times the acceleration, which is F net equals M times A. And that's from the physicsclassroom.com. And I thought I had all these ready for filming, and I guess I didn't get them free. So net force equals mass times acceleration. I repeated it there. Acceleration in the same direction as the net force, and the acceleration is produced by a net force. It's from the same thing. July 20th. My thoughts. With the cross-reference of keywords in line 22's previous formulas, Newton's second law of motion equals direction of mass equals direction of net force. Where the laser beam Higgs signal hits the particles with mass in them inside the electron holes of the superlattice crystalline mesh walls, north, south, east, west will steer the net force UFO spaceship in the direction that it's supposed to go, and it will accelerate into that direction. Use piezoelectric crystals. Using the obsidian mirrors, you will diffract the laser beams onto the piezoelectric crystals that will surround each node of wires. Nano, micro, and fiber optic wires, L-Shelby twist, combine 3 wires together into the node's super metal alloys. Copper will be a part of the semiconductors within the nano wires covered with a ceramic surface. There are formulas in line 22's data, WOW data, for all these things, the components of which each individual piece has to be put together to make all of this work. The 4 monopole and 6 quadrupole magnets will be at the nodes. Each section will have the Higgs boson signals and electric field. Stimulate the field area with the lasers and you get accelerations using electron ribbon pencil laser beams and piezoelectric crystals. Several types of crystals come up in the WOW data. You would make all of them into powders, add your polymer substances, see WOW line 22 formulas, mix them at high temperatures, then cool them into prisms that look like tetrahedron shapes. Certain crystals, when cooled, the atoms automatically create a tetrahedron shape in the cube matrix structures. Created individual carbon nanotubes, vacuums that hold cooled plasma, liquid argon gas, and neutrino mixture particles. See formulas in line 22, cross-reference lines 1 to 27. This all is coming to mind as I form a picture in my brain of how it should look. formula continues. For Newton's second law of motion data. Acceleration, object, 2 values. Net force, acting, Higgs boson signals in laser beam injections. Object, massive object. Acceleration, net force acting on object. Inversely, massive object, force acting on object increases. Acceleration of object increases. Massive object increased, made bigger. Hot temperatures used to expand the particles while colliding. Acceleration of object decreases. Keyword to search to see what comes up. Hot temperatures expand particles. Google hot temperatures expands particles in another video. July 20th. My thoughts. This formula is huge. I've divided it up into several videos to keep recording times down. Google ballistically conductive Newton's second law of motion. Keyword ballistic transport continues in several videos, each with a formula that pertains to the layouts of the core of the UFO spaceship's engine. How it accelerates is by lasers and crystals, and now we know how. Thank you for watching.